A lot of supernatural horror movies are just really bad about that, where all of the stuff is just unmotivated and it's just stuff happening. Here, I thought like it built on itself logically, just the basic plot mechanics of what is Ohm doing now and what's happening to him. I think the audience reaction comes from the movie being so well crafted when it comes to the basic plot progression as well as just the tension and the atmosphere. And I think the high critic ratings come from there being this allegory about grief and guilt. There's something there for everybody. And I think that is why it's getting such high ratings. When I was in the theater and Mel shoots Jerry with the crossbow and kind of the bolt gets lodged in his brain. There's no build up to it. It's just from 1 second to the next, Jerry is dead. And there was a guy next to me who just screamed out. That shot really got to him. And everybody else at least flinched a little bit. A lot of the time, movies like this, like horror movies, don't have that effect on the audience in my theaters, like in my showings. Like everybody kind of sits there and they jump a little bit at the jump scare, and that's it. The atmosphere does not get to people. They're not invested in the main character. They're probably even laughing at the main characters when they're trying to survive and failing. At least in my showings, there's usually not a lot of audience investment, and here people were invested. This is the best time I've had with a horror movie in maybe a year. I don't know. Like maybe Smile 2 is the last one where the movie got to me a little bit, and I was really there with the character, and I was feeling what the character was feeling. A lot of the time, in at least cheap horror movies, and this is a fairly low budget movie at I think $5 million, a lot of horror movies like this are very transparent about what they're doing. And this wasn't. There were genuine twists, and I was genuinely guessing what was going to happen next, and then was looking forward to the next reveal and the next step in the story, because the movie had convinced me that the story was something worth paying attention to, just as a piece of filmmaking. In terms of something that gets a rise of the audience, this is the best one I've seen since Smile 2, a year and a half ago.
Wow.
I don't know, like it didn't have that kind of impact on you.
Nah. I would admit though, after like today's conversation, I did miss out on quite a few metaphors, just the resolution and to the build up to the reveal. Like it just didn't do nothing for me. It felt very simple, and it's not a simple movie, like, which is weird, but it just felt simple with what was going on. It's just so hard to describe the way that I'm feeling towards this film, because like I said, it's efficiently done. It's well done. Events make sense, especially after today's conversation. It definitely made sense in terms of what they were trying to do.
Do you think you will have a different experience if you watch it again, now that you know what it's about, and now that you kind of have a feeling for what first of all, that there is a metaphor in this that is important. Everything is in service of the metaphor. That's the point of the story. That's why we're there. That's what matters for Ohm's journey.